Hey everyone, welcome to this video about mobile app hunting. In the previous video, it was a long time ago, I'm sorry, it was before my break, we talked about iOS, and this week, as much as it pains me as somebody who uses a MacBook, who has an iPhone, who has AirPods and an Apple Watch, and all the other stuff, we're going to talk about how to get started with Android specifically. Now, this was a very requested video. I know a lot of people were asking for it, so I've made true on my promises to you all. So let's talk about this week's sponsor, Integrity. So this video is very kindly sponsored by Integrity. Integrity is a bug bounty platform, kind of like HackerOne or BugCrowd, but it's a lot smaller and focuses more on European customers. You don't need to be European to join. It's just their customers are European. They are huge supporters of the bug bounty community. They sponsor not just my content, but other creators, other YouTubers. They sponsor a newsletter. They sponsor so much in this community. And I'm really happy to work with them. I know a lot of people have already signed up, and some people have even found their first bugs, or they've got XSS challenges, and some people have even found received their first bounty and they're actively hacking. And oh my god, that makes me so happy for you all. By the way, if you do find your first bug, please do let me know. I really want to hear about it. I want to hear the story. I want to see your yay post. I know a lot of people are anti-yay post. I love a yay post, especially when it comes to people who follow me. So if you want to sign up, you can use my link on screen, go.integrity.com/Katie. It's also in the video description. So that's go.integrity.com/Katie. You can sign up. It's great. So let's talk about Android. Why should you get into Android hacking? Now, one of the problems with doing iOS hacking is that it's a really good niche, but you need a physical device, and Apple devices are expensive. Now, you can use a physical device. Most people have Android phones. One great thing is that you don't need one. You can use an emulator. Now, there's a reason why you can't run an emulator for iOS apps, and that's because one doesn't exist. All of the developer stuff for iOS uses a simulator, not an emulator. And there's a really important difference, which basically boils down to how it manages like the hardware. But even then, a still really small percentage of hackers hack on Android. It's actually pretty accessible with an emulator. But then you've only got 3% of people, according to BugCrowd's latest report, actually hacking on Android. It can be a really, really good niche, and it can be key to finding some bugs. And not even complex bugs. You don't have to learn reverse engineering to get started. You just need to set up and look at APIs. And you know me, I love a good API. And this is what I'm basically going to show you, is how you can see those APIs and see what calls they're making. And then in the next video, I'll show you how to hack them. Because it's the same for both iOS and Android, because fundamentally, they're all APIs. And APIs are amazing places to find bugs because people get scared of them. So what are we going to do in summary? We're going to use something called Genymotion to manage our emulators. You don't have to use this piece of software. I just like it because it's what I'm used to. If you're not used to it, you can use something else. We're going to create a new Android emulator. We're going to install the Google apps, so the Play Store. We're going to install our target, which is Yahoo Mail. We'll send the traffic through burp, install the burp certificate, and then we'll be able to see what calls the API is making. We're going to have a look and see how Yahoo Mail's API actually works. So the other thing is what we're not going to do. Now, there's a lot of like in-depth stuff with mobile app hacking that uses like reverse engineering and Frida and all this other stuff. I'm really only going to show you the basics. I'm not going to show you Frida, and if you don't know what Frida is, it's a tool that hooks into apps as they're running to monitor them or to change them slightly. So some of the cool things you can do with that is do cross-site scripting by looking at web views. And I'm not going to use a physical device. Now, there's a good reason for that, and it's because emulators, most people can use them. There's less accessibility options, and especially I know quite a lot of people who watch my videos are looking at ways to support their family, and maybe they don't want to spend money to hack, they just want to do as much as they can for free, and I get it. So I focus on emulators, right? Anyone can use them. You can look up guides for rooting Android devices, bypassing SSL pinning, and all that stuff if you have a physical device and you really do want to hack on it, or there's something that prevents you from hacking on an emulator like a banking app or something. But that's kind of my restrictions. We're just going to be looking at the basics in this video, like really simple basics. So our first demo, let's set up Android on Genymotion. I'll show you how to use it. Okay, so we're back. This is what Genymotion looks like. We can see I've got a device already installed because that's my bug hunting device. I'm not going to be showing you that one. So all we want to do is press the big old new button, and I'm just going to put in my Google Nexus 6. There. I like this one because this is the most stable for me. It tends to just work the best. I just call this demo phone. It tends to work the best for my particular device. It's the least laggy. I've tried a few and this is the one I prefer. So I'll just install it. As you can see, we actually create a device really, really quickly. Sets the properties and done, right? So if we start up our phone, we can see starting virtual device. Now you will need to install, I think, VirtualBox for Genymotion to work, but it has all the instructions on the website. Just follow their instructions, it'll be fine, I promise. And as we can see, Android is starting to load. And we can see on the corner here, this is all the kind of other stuff you can do. You can edit the GPS, you can do the camera, there's identifiers, there's the disk stuff, there's the network. When you're testing an app and let's say you need to flip the screen around, these are the buttons you can press. And we also have some of the generic Android buttons here as well, which I'm too scared to use because I use iOS and I don't understand what a back button is. I'm just joking, it's fine. Okay, so that's it. We've got a device up and running. We can see here we've got a bunch of apps, but what don't we have? We don't have like Google Play. We can't install apps. So the way we do that and we solve that problem is by going to Open Apps, Accept, and it will install for us all of the Google apps that we're missing, specifically the Play Store. Some of the most important thing is to get the Play Store working because otherwise we can't have apps. And one thing I think is really useful when you start up a new phone is, oh, I put it on the wrong screen. One thing I think is really important when you start up a new phone is to make sure that you, one thing I think is very important when you start up a new phone is to install the apps you want to test at the very first stage, because otherwise you might get a bit confused because there's no SSL pinning on the Android store, and although there's a way to stop all of the errors appearing in burp, and I'll show you that, it's not necessarily the easiest thing. So if we go into our apps now, you can see we've got the Play Store. And I don't know if you can hear that, but my computer currently sounds like it's about to take off because it does not like emulating the Play Store. And as you can see, we load up the Play Store and we've got our sign-in link here. Log in with a Google account, so I'm just going to go and do that. Okay, so I'm now logged in and I've got whether or not I want to back it up. I'm just going to say no because this is my trash. I highly recommend getting a throwaway email account because my email gets spammed whenever I do this. So we can go here, we can search for Yahoo Mail, install it, accept, done. That's it. Yahoo will be installed. We'll just check it works, log in, and then get to a point where we can then look at what the traffic through burp looks like. So we'll go to open now, and we'll have a look at this. So we've got sign in with Yahoo. We'll sign in with my testing Yahoo account. Okay, so we're logged in now, and as you can see, we'll skip adding extra mailboxes. We've got a bunch of emails. Now, if you want to test emails, I highly recommend signing up to a bunch of popular GitHub repositories, because then you get spammed, and it's great because you've got plenty of emails to deal with. Right, so let's go back and talk about what the next stages are. So we've got our Android emulator up and running. We've got Yahoo Mail installed. We've got the store installed, so we can install whatever we like. Whatever we want to test is good. So let's have a look at what we need to do next. Okay, so our Android emulator is set up. We've got the device working. We've got our Yahoo Mail, our app we're going to test up. And we've created a new device with Genymotion. Awesome. What's next? Okay, let's get that traffic through burp. This can be some of the most challenging approaches to dealing with Android apps, but honestly, it's so much easier than iOS. So let's get that working through burp. Okay, so we're back. We've got burp open. The first thing we need to do is we need to go into our proxy settings on burp. So we're going to turn intercept on, because intercept is really annoying unless you're specifically testing for something. And we're going to go into options. Now, what we need to do, as you can see here, our proxy is only listening on our local interface, but the phone is not on the local interface. It's actually on a different network. Now, this, we can see here, is running on 192.168.56.103. And if we go in here, we can see that in our addresses, we've got 192.168.56.1. So that is the direct link from our demo phone to the computer. And this one here, 1.16, is actually my local network. So that's what my phone's connected to right now. That's what my laptop's connected to, my computer. Everything's connected to that. So I'm lazy. I'm just going to put it on all interfaces. And I'm going to go yes. So right now it's star.8080, so it's running on all interfaces. So we can go to our demo phone here and go to Wi-Fi. Go in here, modify network. And the same as we would do on any other kind of dealing with burp and sending stuff to, we set a proxy. So we know it's 192.168.1.56.1 because that's what we just set it to. And we could do 8080. If you're not sure, you can always go to edit and just check that it's 56.1, and then press cancel and just get it out of the way and save. Okay, so what's happening right now is, if we start this up, it's going to give us 1,000 errors because the certificate isn't secure. So we're going to press continue, because what we need to do is we need to install the certificate. So we go up here, we go HTTP, same as on a computer, burp. And we can see here, we know it's working because we can see Burp Suite Professional. We can download the CA certificate and we're going to press it and nothing will happen because it can't open the file. So this is an interesting issue with Android. The easiest way to fix it is you go back to the home screen. You go into the file manager. We'll go into internal storage, download, and we're going to just, not that. And we're going to rename it. I'm just holding down to rename stuff to Sir. Okay, done. We're not going to tap it from here because it doesn't work. We need to go back into our settings. We're going to look for certificate and install certificates. It's going to tell us we need to set up a security. Oh, I can't go to download. Sorry, it's internal storage, download.sir. Certificate name will be burp. Okay, now it will tell us to set up our security. It's up to you how you want to do it. You can do a pattern if you like. You can do numbers, whatever's easiest. I tend to forget that all the time, So whatever. And it doesn't really matter what notifications because it's a test phone. Okay, so burp is installed. Let's have a look. So we can see if we go to our HTTP history, we're getting something, but does the app work? So we'll start up Google Mail, and as you can see, we're already getting in a ton of endpoints here. You know, we've got this one here, we've got data.mail.yahoo, we've got mail.yahoo, you can see how much data is being sent. You know, maybe we delete it, what does that send? And we can start to have a look here and see, you know, what's being sent, what's not being sent. Let's remove that filter and have other binary because stuff's being deleted. If we just show everything, yeah. We can see we're getting some batch stuff, and there's something here, update message, method post update message, and we've got some payloads and where it's going. So we can see that just with this, we can now access the API. And we can start to really test stuff, right? We can see what API is being hit. We can then start to modify these. Maybe we look at, I don't know, this one, analytics, and, you know, it's got an insert into. Maybe we try an SQL injection, that kind of thing. So that's how you do it. It's so simple. It's so easy to get started with this method. And, you know, we can look at any website. If we go back to Google, you can see that it's quite happily going to Google too. One thing you will see if you go to dashboard is you'll see failed to negotiate SSL connection. And if we try and open up here the Play Store, and we search for Yahoo again, you notice that it isn't going into our proxy settings necessarily, just because it doesn't have, it has SSL bypass on it. So we're not necessarily getting all of it. So that's the setup then. We've got our phone, we've got our API. Now it's time to hack. What we do now is we'd go back to our proxy here. We'd look at what was being sent. We'd look and see, okay, can we delete someone else's emails? Can we delete our own emails? If you want to test IDORs, you can run two emulators at once and test things on different accounts. Really, really cool. There's a lot you can do with this. So let's go back and talk about, you know, what's next. Okay, so we've got everything working. What next? What do we do next? What's our next step? So we've got our traffic proxying through burp on both Android and iOS. We're kind of in the same position with both. We've got access to these mobile APIs. And this is what we want. We want to use these kind of setups to find API bugs. They're so, they've got so much in common with web bugs. There's really no difference. But they're much more insecure because they expect people to only access them via a phone. They don't expect malicious payloads through it. Especially compared to web, you can find so many bugs like this. Now, I'm going to make the next video in this kind of series. Next video I'm going to make is going to be on mobile API testing. In the meantime, if you can't wait, you can watch my Katie Explains Top 10 API Bugs. I've got an entire playlist on API bugs. If you want to just start hacking, although I'm using web to demonstrate things, exactly the same on Android. No joke, exactly the same. Exactly the same on iOS. You're looking for the same bugs in the same places. So push all the buttons, find all the endpoints, do some recon, whatever you would like to do. So that's the end of the video. I hope you found that useful or entertaining. I want to thank our sponsor once again, Integrity. Thank you for sponsoring my content. I really don't take having an advertiser lightly. I really do think they do amazing things for the community, and it allows me to really make those serious investments in my channel. Some of the ones I've made specifically is improving the audio quality, doing some more editing, and the ones I want to do in the future is perhaps setting up a camera to do face cam, or to do more complex shots where I can use physical devices, or maybe do some hardware hacking and create a lab to show you how to get into those more niche versions of bug hunting that actually look really complicated, but they're not. So they interact with their community so much. They're always replying to hackers. They are so invested in this community. I think it's great, and I'm so glad to work with them. So please do give them a lot of love. They deserve it. You can sign up with my link on screen. It's go.integrity.com/Katie. It's in the video description. Easy clicking. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that this long demanded Android video will make you all very happy. And I hope that it's useful. And I will see you all next time. Let me know if you do some mobile app hunting. Let me know if you find anything. If you've got other ways, especially if you've got advice with physical devices that you want to share with the community, please do. I will see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye, everybody.